About 2 hours ago, me a breaking story name I say OSP, Attorney General Officer Docket Omo de ba ko Ken Ofori-Atta extraditing from the US aba Ghana aba face 5 cases many wukomu no omunya Docket no. OSP afire back to Attorney Generals until say Attorney Generals were frustrated while listed date be or the Julius Debredian Bem Chief of Staff they be a letter be and a significant date we may share with boss say no response on this channel I be good the response again Martin Kpedu say after elections BBC Ken Ofori-Atta enya maybe a see I dey be a see after election OSP we went to one amount no on the obenya OSP no uncha number obenya ebikura nka onko on the critical analysis channel the statement of the office of special prosecutor I have 4 pages but I'm summarize trust me to do a good job on that for you and you know over subscribe man we are no click bell notification no me the video be atuma we be hu na watimi ahwebi we nso a na waja comment in the comment section no akọ app any Play Store I want a pan rate and a bebo is the best platform you get the best rate so nya rating for major remitting platforms a pan rate the no and a bebo and a breaking story about no courtesy Justice Side Doctor Deputy Attorney General assignment or Kaya Enforcement Office of Special Prosecutor actual 4 pages document at the other respondent.
Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta is the subject of a number of criminal investigations, right? I think the one that is popular is the one that the OSP is conducting, and also that is the one that we are made to believe is in an advanced stage where extradition will be required. And indeed, the OSP has already put the person on red alerts, Interpol red alerts. What it means is that it's a notice to the whole world that this person is a wanted man. But the Interpol alert is not an extradition, procedure. So if we really want the person to come, we need to make an extradition request to where we believe he is, which is the US. Now, this is what's, and listen to me carefully on this. We are the only authority, that is the Attorney General Office, we are the only authority that can make extradition. But we need a docket from, an investigative docket from the OSP to be able to make this extradition request. As of today, we still do not have a docket from the OSP. We have made several requests to the OSP, written letters, written demands to the OSP, asking that now that you've announced to the world that you are ready to have this person extradited, and there have been communication to that effect that even we've seen communication to the effect that the docket is ready and it's only the Attorney General that can make the. So we have been asking for the docket for a couple of, I think about 2 months now. We still do not have the docket from the OSP. And so without the docket, you cannot go to the American authorities and say, this is the person we want him. No, you need to show, because when they are asking for people to be extradited to the United States, they bring the full docket of, as if they are going to court. And then we take that docket to court for the court to see whether there's really merit for, bringing the person down. We have to do the same thing. We also have to take a full docket of all the evidence and what we believe the law, and then we take it to the United States authorities, and they will process the extradition and bring it.
Yes. Kwakrana say Ken Ofori-Atta will be ahwehwe Ghana as 5 cases. National Cathedral, SML, economy 1 billion as 2019. ECG contract do any Beijing company because sign ambulance $34.9 million per pass issue and again tax exemptions bisika bia na say the to one ade yenhu ni yie no o medi hu asem no docket no mabo office of special prosecutor bona no bosumi mienu nie on fa docket no mamu ntimi start extradition no ana man for start so mu blame me ko say jabet wo therefore ya wo beto no wa ha ebe da no ho da de lumba betu ankwa no ma kire ya wieye ama second jum wo be kan we kire Ghana for.
It is more than 3 hours past the scheduled time of Mr. Ofori-Atta's attendance at the OSP, and Mr. Ofori-Atta failed to attend the OSP today. Mr. Ofori-Atta's conduct is totally unacceptable and a baleful spite at law enforcement and criminal investigations. It ends here. It ends today. We will no longer accommodate him. Consequently, The OSP re-declares that Mr. Ofori-Atta is a wanted person and a fugitive from justice. His name is hereby re-entered on the OSP's list of wanted persons. The OSP will take all necessary legal steps to secure Mr. Ofori-Atta's return to the jurisdiction and to answer to the criminal inquiries against him. In pursuance of this, about 30 minutes before this briefing, I triggered processes for the issuance of an Interpol red notice for the location and provisional arrest of Mr. Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta in whichever jurisdiction pending extradition or his surrender. Around the same time, I dispatched a request for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which Mr. Ofori-Atta may be located or found, and his extradition to the Republic of Ghana. The OSP will prefer criminal charges in the courts against Mr. Ofori-Atta in due course, whether in absentia or otherwise. The principle upon which we proceed is that no person, regardless of title, regardless of status, regardless of medical condition, is beyond the reach of inquiry by the OSP.
Yes. Say, Ken Ofori-Atta down was Januama, it would not wanted list so. Now, me can say the OSP should come and address us. Because Ken Ofori-Atta there, a trending issue will be any abraham. In fact, MP crime, Boma would see a one share video, no, and one can say, I deal with any partisan issue into OSP non-transnational. What is the statement of the OSP? With Martin Kpedu and Bebro, so stay tuned. Now say, clarification on status, process, and security protocols in the matter of Kenneth Ofori-Atta investigation extradition request. Or say, the Office of Special Prosecutor has taken notice of public discussion and statement made by Deputy Attorney General in an audiovisual interview on GH1 to the effect that the Attorney General Department has written several letters to the OSP requesting Docket on former Finance Minister Mr. Kenneth Ofori-Atta to trigger his extradition but not received a response. The OSP considered it necessary to provide factual clarity on this matter, reaffirm the procedural steps already undertaken, and address security concerns arising from a recent leak of highly sensitive communication that poses grave risk to ongoing investigation and to the safety of OSP personnel. Or say, pursuant to the court law on any idea, the OSP duly notified Mr. Ofori-Atta of the investigations and directed the special appearance before the OSP for questioning Mr. Ofori-Atta, who left the jurisdiction in January 2025. Ahana Martin Kpedu issue, so stay tuned and listen to Martin Kpedu on that angle, has, by his actions, shown clearly is unwilling to voluntarily return to the jurisdiction to attend the OSP. The OSP's intelligence showed that Mr. Ofori-Atta has been residing in the United States of America since January 2025. As a result, the OSP lawfully commenced steps to ensure extradition to Ghana under international legal and diplomatic framework. Or see, on always been a starting process in fact Ken Ofori-Atta ambra. Na the ABC, yes, I present information called Kevin Taylor. Always be saying no leak information, no. Na correspondence between any chief of staff near Tony say, yeah, brand any document in the Onimoche. No always be no and a starting investigation. Investigation actually Ken Ofori-Atta and I say Ghana Anuncia of Ghana January 2025. Okay, yam koso. Or say, for the record, by the end of May 2025, the OSP had obtained a judicial warrant of arrest for Mr. Ofori-Atta. The OSP then declared Mr. Atta a fugitive from justice and placed him on the list of wanted persons of the OSP. The office has since successfully defended several applications filed by Mr. Ofori-Atta in the Ghanaian court in an attempt to have his name removed from the list of wanted persons. In early January 2025, the OSP successfully caused Mr. Ofori-Atta to be placed on the Interpol red alert. Or see, May 2025 no started say o din come in town so obeba or then to wanted list so or the na court to defend Ghana. Krojen ogusu ye na adwuma. June yi ekran no man red alert am I Interpol de Ken Ofori-Atta to so obi hwehwe ni bi obo Ken Ofori-Atta bi ayenche no na Ghana mara ehia no enkoso. Or say simultaneously, the OSP triggered the process for extradition of Mr. Ofori-Atta through the Chief of Staff at the presidency on 2nd June 2020. 2nd June American and okay. Or say, or starting process or transmitting letter any true Chief of Staff Julius Debra on the 2nd of June 2025. Or see, the Chief of Staff duly transmitted the OSP's extradition request to the Attorney General on 3rd June 2025. The process through which the Attorney General, because his department, the central authority for such requests under the Mutual Legal Assistance arrangement. Or say, or catch the Chief Justice, Chief of Staff through a letter. And my Chief of Staff for a day letter no command Attorney General on 3rd June. Yankoso. Or say, by a letter dated 13 June 2025, the Attorney General informed the Special Prosecutor of the transmission by the Chief of Staff of the OSP's extradition request. Was it 13 June or a Attorney General born and I oh, well, request now the bank's extradition. Chief of Staff, the Amamintimasum. Okay. Or say, in the 13 June 2025 letter, the Attorney General requested for 2 officers of the OSP to be included in a prosecution team. The Attorney General also requested for copies of the docket. Or say, by a letter dated 20th June 2025, the Special Prosecutor responded to the Attorney General by providing the names and contact details of his 2 nominees. In respect to the request for the copy of the docket, the Special Prosecutor informed the Attorney General that the OSP was in the process of boarding up the various dockets on the subject, which work had been extended following a search and seizure of documents and computer servers carried out by the OSP and National Security at 2 officers of SML on June 10, 2025. In September 2025, the Attorney General followed up with its request. Beyond the official written request, there has been progressive discussion involving the Attorney General and the Special Prosecutor on one hand, and the Special Prosecutor and the Deputy Attorney General on another hand, in request for the course of the extradition process. On the night of Thursday, 16th October 2025, the OSP noted the leakage on social media. So, the OSP in the letter confirms, said, 13 June 20 June Trauma no catch them to OSP. Me hiani ama mienu free wo 1. Ma me nkrofo mienu a prosecution team for Ken Ofori-Atta na ye betan ye benya wu nipa mienu. Na fa docket bra. OSP nin say on the 20th of June an o throw letter come and say nipa mienu ni de omu ni ba docket ni me fair ma because SML case na me investigate no. Makonya document bi o mo office wo no ma esa metimi etwehwe document ni me cause servers ni ko try information bi o mo metimi dia ka docket nti no de enye ready. And also confirm me say Attorney General san throw a second letter. Tie or say beyond official there be and no you say by a letter dated 20th June, no first letter no. And also also can say in September 2025, the Attorney General followed up with its request. Next September, Attorney General san call OSP Bobio say masa docket name my OSP so say no your change say when na additional information you to show mudiako OSP explanation etos mu kakra ba wo che me fair information na wo can say ye o che the dam ko ye ready a check because ne wo can ye ready ni see June July wo baby enti a check ma wonya ha na we nyina ekoso na Martin Kpedu no ya City TV o se masa City FM o say na airport no manfo ko nyina kiseja bi na ya ma we leakage ni information sa manfo ko ma want me anya twafe na be yi masa we incompetent.
So Sandra, the first point is that let me know this. Unless maybe my memory is bad, my recollection of the matter is that as of even January this year, when Ofori-Atta was leaving this jurisdiction, he did not know that there was a case against him at the OSP. So I'm not exactly sure how much he fought, Kisi Jabe fought Ofori-Atta while they were in government, because the OSP itself admits that when Ofori-Atta was leaving this country in January 2025, he did not know. So it means that OSP had never invited him, OSP had never informed him. I'm not saying they should inform him he's under investigation, but it means that if anything, the investigations hadn't reached a stage where they called him in to come and do a caution statement, etc. So it's to put it in context to see whether Kisi really stood up to Ofori-Atta when Akufo-Addo was in office. If anything, I think that Kisi had been muscled. That's why Kisi Ejabin came and sang the Ankwan Numa song, and I faulted him later. At that time, I didn't understand. It was after Akufo-Addo and Co left back. I understood that was the thing he was trying to tell us. But he should have been told. Just say that, look, the president is interfering in the work, like Martin Kpedu did. You see? So I faulted Kisi Ejabin for not having that courage. He didn't show the necessary courage. Look, sometimes it's better to fight a short fight, then you leave and somebody comes to continue than you want longevity. You want to manage politicians, and then because now this case has become an albatross around the neck of Jabin, it shows the case is showing a lot of ineptitude in handling this matter. Look, when this Ofori-Atta matter came, I mentioned the first day I was interviewed that Ofori-Atta had succeeded in leaving this jurisdiction without any being on bail. I was like, you remember, Sandra, after the election, foot soldiers, NDC foot soldiers, started crying that close the airport. Sandra, you're a law student, you soon become a lawyer. I cannot suggest, I'm not by any stretch of imagination agreeing that we were going to literally close the airport so that the MPP appointees would not leave. Okay, that's not it. But within it, you could see that they could see that something would happen. So somebody makes noise. In the noise, there's some wisdom. When foot soldiers say close the airport, my understanding of it is actually, if you have any cases against these appointees, call them in and then so arrest them and ask them to post bail, etc. So, for even a child, everybody knew from the fact that whenever we borrowed, Ken Ofori-Atta's company, Data Bank, was making money, etc. Everybody knew that Ofori-Atta will have cases to answer. So I don't understand how Ofori-Atta could have left this country without knowing that there was any case against him. And it's OSP that said it, that yes, they had never called him in for any investigation. So it's right that Ofori-Atta, when he was leaving, he didn't know that there was any single case against him. This beggars belief. It beggars belief. And the more this topic comes up, then the more it shows that Kisi was just not up to the task on this Ofori-Atta case. We have to tell him, he's a young man, he has to learn. I mean, come on, anybody would tell you that. As for this Ofori-Atta case, come on.
Now, there is a view from some cynics and critics of Kisi Jabin that he was simply engaging in cover-up, and that what he was doing, going after Ken Ofori-Atta, calling him a fugitive of justice, issuing Interpol red notice. People who are against Kisi say that this was a ruse. Do you agree with them that this was actually a ruse?
Sandra, that one, then because I'm a lawyer, if I join lawyers, and if other lay people will flame me, they will say that no, as a lawyer, I'm not allowed to. So by the ethics of the profession, because I have to deal with evidence. So you see that I'm the same person. I've told you just less than a minute ago, the analysis I did, that one, it was based on facts. So I could come out and say he hasn't shown due diligence and competence in exercising his office. In respect, I'm being very careful in respect of the Ofori-Atta case. So that one I had facts, so I could take out my neck. But this one, these are gut feelings, which citizens are entitled to express.
Okay.
But because I'm a lawyer, that one I cannot join.
I was thinking you would wear your citizen and anti-corruption hats and temporarily be a demonstrator and speak, but no problem. I grant you that. My next question would be, we've had the Deputy AG come out in public to lament about the seeming lack of cooperation from the Office of Special Prosecutor. That doesn't augur well for two institutions that are supposed to lead the charge in fighting crime and corruption in this country. Don't you think so?
Yes. That one, 115%. It doesn't augur well. I know the thing that's surprising me is that, Kisi Jabin and Dr. Ayine have a special relationship. They have a very special relationship. They were partners in a law firm. And it's possible, I think Dr. Ayine must have taught Kisi Jabin. Yes, Ayine must have taught Kisi. Yes. He taught Kisi Jabin. And then after that, that's at the University of Ghana Law School. After that, when Kisi became a lawyer, they practiced together. Yes, they were in the same law firm. Oh, and they did this famous case together. The appeal in the Tagore case. They won it together, Ayine and Kisi. They've always had a good relationship. So I somehow, a part of me is like, is it and I'm not saying it negatively. I'm like, is it the media funding this kind of thing? Well, maybe I shouldn't be using the word funding but maybe is it the media that's in a hurry for accountability? But to the extent that none of them have come to deny, I'm tempted to think that maybe the friction is real.
But what is there to deny when the deputy AG goes on TV and makes the statement he made? Clearly, things are not good, at least between the offices at the official level.
Yes, you have a point. Except that, let me also mention this. I think I saw somewhere a statement, either through commentary or somewhere, that the OSP haven't told us their side of the story. So because of that, I think I want to exercise a bit of caution. Yes, because I haven't heard their side. But also in the discussions, if it's not directly from the OSP, I think I said something like, they said something like, you don't need the full docket from the Attorney General. I don't think it's official, but I know the media commentary, etc. A full docket from the OSP. After I heard something like that, that you don't need the full docket from the OSP before the Attorney General can go on. But as I said, because I don't know where I heard it, I'll hold my horses. But so far, the point that Dr. Fremside makes that they want the docket, I think the OSP should address it and then let's move on. So
yes, so that's Martin Kpedu. Me catch us a fairness or kasa me de bebrel. And I'm a diablo. This is my view. Me dream say the explanation of a Thomasum kakra says be so yeah additional investigation because you also need thorough investigation to go to court and prove your case. But check. Sana me dream. You subscribe we are not keep on notification, you know. Na send them the video we to be one. Now watch the in the comment section. We are no akọ app any Play Store. I want a pan rate or go download it na fedi uduma. Send them be American me young Ghana so here to show you. Bye bye.